Good morning. How are you guys? I am checking in. I haven't had a chance to really go live or talk about anything that's going on in my world. So I figured I would jump on and do a quick live and just let you guys know what's up. I am on vacation in New Hampshire, doing all sorts of cool stuff. If you are around, leave a comment. If you are a creator and you need a little platform to promote, you're more than welcome to come on. I'll be on here for about a half hour or so, just kind of hanging, kind of telling you what's up. But yeah, that's what's up. Getting everything good, getting everything taken care of, doing all that shenanigans. Sorry, I just got a message. So, good morning. I don't know if I can see comments. So if anybody can leave comments, that would be great. Just want to make sure I can see you guys, see if you're live. Again, like I said, if you guys are have a project live, please go ahead and leave a message. Kind of get that going on. Don't know if I can see comments, which is sad. But yeah, I'm in New Hampshire. I'm taking a week off. I decided to visit my family. Oh, good. We got it. Morning, having some fun while on vacation. I've been doing a lot of projects recently. We have Holiday Spirits Live, which is really, really cool. Trying to get that funded. We still got a lot to go, about $3,000. Really trying to get that going. Jason, comment. It's been fun. I'm going to see Eternals tonight with my brother and with OJ and with, yes, OJ, I see it. I'm going to try to get that fun going out to that and see how that is. I wanted to show you guys some pages from Holiday Spirits. I want to tell you about some projects I'm working with Scout, which is pretty cool. Well, kind of more David Byrne than Scout, but we'll kind of go into that, kind of see what that is, and just kind of hang out. Again, you're more than welcome if you are interested in joining me. Go ahead and send me a private message. But I'm going to hang out. I want to see what's going on. All right. Start reading some messages. So, Holiday Spirits. It's live. It's an 80-page graphic novel. It's very, very, very cool if you haven't checked it out. Lots of really cool people in it, from Nathan Chow to Jonathan Hendricks to who else we got? We got Roderick Bragnon, we got Colleen Douglas, all sorts of really cool creators in it. It's a very, very cool 80-page graphic novel. And if you haven't had a chance to check it out, please check it out on Kickstarter. It's Holiday Spirits. Trish's up. We backed Holiday Spirits. Excited about it. Nice. Yes, Trish. Super, super awesome that you backed it. Trish is a huge supporter. She loves our Cthulhu stuff. She sends me random gifts, which is great. She sent me a Halloween card. Thank you, Trish. I love the Banksons. They're amazing creators. They've got a comic coming out, and I can't wait to support them and get that going on for them. But yeah, Holiday Spirits. But I wanted to show you guys that the book is done. Right, we're doing some final touches, we're doing some edits, but the book as a whole is done. So I'm going to actually go through kind of a quick run through the book, kind of show you guys where it's at, kind of show you the development process, kind of talk to you about what that is. I always support our friends. Oh, thanks, Trish. Yeah, we need lots of shares on this one. Not sure what's going on. It's just a little slow, just fine, just a little crazy. A little scary. This is Jerome's project, but there we go. Let's see. Can you guys see it? Oh, you guys can. Look at that. So, in fact, I think you guys can see it better than me. Yeah. So this is the Holiday Spirits book. As you can see, hopefully you guys can see as good as me. As you can see, the book is all sorts of done. It's got all sorts of really cool stuff. Got all sorts of cool violence. I'm going through it fast to kind of, not spoil anything, but give you kind of an overview of the different art styles. This dude does the coloring for not Something's Killing Children, for Department of Truth, which is crazy. They're crazy that guy is in a book that I'm publishing. What the heck? Kurt Belcher's doing some stuff over here with Ricardo Alvarez. He did Reapers with me a few years ago. some really, really cool stuff. We've got the gift. This is Colleen and Jesus doing some really cool stuff. This is just killer. We've got this is Robbie Bragdon, Nathan Chow doing some cool like murder like crime thing. As you guys know, that's a huge thing for my heart. What else we got? We've got no, it's Nathan Cohen, Craig Flood. I don't know who wrote that. Let's figure out who wrote Bloody Valentine. Ronnie Laisseffaire. I don't know that guy. That's one of Jerome's dudes. I'm sure he's got a list of creds that I'm not aware of. What else do we got here? I'm going to go back to your comments in a minute, guys. Oh, I'm on page 2. I jumped ahead. Oh, we got Nakedness. Look, there's Nakedness in this from Nathan Chow's. Got some stuff over here. This is a kind of an alien space thing, which is really, really cool. I like it a lot. I think it's cool. I think that monster's cool, like a Christmas tree monster. We've got all sorts of really, really cool stuff. And then Jonathan Hendricks is back with his dude from Recount, giving us a Christmas story. I mean, how cool is that? I mean, this book really has it all. And then at the end, we have stuff we haven't even talked about. Hanu did a story, and then we have another Krampus story. So really, 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 really cool stuff. Very, very proud of this book and everything we put together for it. So if you haven't checked it out, please check it out. I'm going to stop sharing screens now. Let's see. Have fun. Late a doctor's appointment. Chris is a tight probably, but I'll catch up to your normal backing, I bet. Hello. Hey, Mike. And hello, Steve. How are you? But yeah, it's a great project. It's a really, really cool one that I put together. If any creators are on and seeing this and feel like waking up in the morning and hanging out with me, you're more than welcome to. It's a very, very cool thing. Let me privately message somebody. Hold on. You guys just chill with me. I'm always doing some really cool stuff. Talk amongst yourselves. Yeah. So I'm going to do it anyway. I'm not even going to ask. So I have been working with David Byrne. We've been doing a steak tour. So for the month of November, December, and beginning of January, the team of Steak, so David Byrne and his wonderful assistant, Francesca, are going to be doing a tour from mostly through Florida and talking about steak, going to different shops, doing stuff. But with that, we have 4 exclusive covers, which is really cool. So 4 different covers. I'm going to probably show you one in a minute. Mike enjoyed steak. So these 4 covers, one is going to be for the Comic Burrito. You guys know who they are. They're going to be doing an exclusive cover. I can't tell you much about it, except for that they're going to be doing one, that it is happening. Ray's Comics out in Jacksonville. I don't think that's a name. His name is Ray. We have the Collective obviously doing cover. They've got a Don Nguyen cover, which is fantastic. He's going to do a really cool steak cover over there. And then what's the last one? I'm trying to think of Comp Burrito, Ray. There's another one. I don't know why. Sparks Comics. You Promised Me Comics out in Tallahassee area. No, they're actually in New Orleans. They're going to do an exclusive cover. So all 4 of those amazing programs are going to do a cool thing. So I think it's really cool. I definitely think you should pick it up. If you've got a chance to pick up any of those covers, please do. I'm sure we can get them double signed for you. There's also going to be one that David's going to be producing for the tour. So pretty awesome. Pretty awesome stuff. So it's there's a lot of really cool stuff going on in the steak stuff. David and I are friends for a while, and he's just got busy. There was a time at Scout Comics where they were doing some, possibly signing some big names. And while they were doing that, I took up the reins to help them do a tour. So if you're in Florida, if you're in the Southeast, you'll probably be able to see them. Jonathan Hendrick's going to come to a lot of those things. I'm going to come to a couple of shows. But yeah, that's what's going on there. I'll bring you guys with me. What else is going on? So that's the steak rundown. So that's what's going on with steak. That's a really cool tour. Like I said, I don't feel comfortable. I kind of want to show you guys a cover. Who do we contact if we want an exclusive steak cover? Well, each of them will be. Do you want an exclusive one for you, or you want one of these exclusives from one of the companies? So like a Comparita will sell theirs when they launch it, and they'll show off their cover and et cetera, et cetera. I don't want to show anybody's cover off because I feel like I'm like interfering and stuff. But yeah, the minute any of them are released, I will show that. Can I maybe show like a piece of one? Maybe. Let me see what I can pull off. Hold on. I really want to show you, like, because it's not mine. This is the first time I'm in a weird situation. Like, I just want to show you guys stuff, but since it's not mine, even though I kind of ran the thing, I don't know. Should I do it? Hold on. I'll get yelled at. I'll probably get yelled at. Will I get yelled at? I don't know. Hold on. Okay, done. Gone. See? You saw it for a second, I hope. If you didn't see it, that's up. Good morning from New Hampshire. Thanks for following up. But yeah. So I'm doing the steak tour. That's been really, really cool. Really, really exciting thing to do. Really cool that I get the opportunity to work with the steak people to get that out, to get that project to where it needs to go. They're such good people over there. David works his ass off. I see a lot of people watching, by the way. What we're doing today is we're talking about holiday spirits. We're talking about kind of orange cone stuff. We're going to hang out for about a half hour. If you have a Kickstarter live or anything and you feel you should be on this show, message me. I'll probably let you on. I got nothing else to do. I'm kind of taking a small little day vacation, kind of chilling out, kind of doing some cool stuff as we kind of chill. But yeah, let's show some other stuff, stuff that I can show since I can't really show that steak stuff. But yeah, that tour is coming. I helped manage it. Really excited about doing that and hanging out with them. David's a great friend of mine, and I'm excited to do things with him. So, all right, let's see what we've got next. All right, so next, let's talk about a book that I've been hinting about for a little bit. So I'm in Rochester, New Hampshire. One of the reasons why I'm in Rochester, New Hampshire is this is where I was born and raised. So this is my alma mater, if you will. Would that be right? Yeah, that's right. And I hang here because this is where my family's from. And I'm going to be personal for a minute. This is the first time I've come up here in several years, just to hang, just to spend some time with my brothers and my family. The last few times that I've been here, it's because of deaths. I've come here because 2 times one from my mom dying, one from my dad dying, and one because my dad was deathly sick before he died. So it's been crazy. And I had a lot of emotional restraint coming here. Like it was really hard. I was having bad dreams. I was having anxiety coming here and getting here. But now that I'm here, it's been good. Kind of like it took me a couple days to get rid of all the woogies, but it's been good. I got to see my aunt last night. I hung out with both my brothers. My Justin only a little bit, but Devin I've got to hang out with a lot. Hopefully get to spend some time with him a little bit more in the next couple of days. But one of the things that I love about New Hampshire is it's besides it being where I'm from, is it's such a beautiful place. If you don't know about Jetpack Comics, they're a great comic store. They do a lot of exclusive. They do all sorts of stuff. What's up, man? How are you? They do all sorts of really cool projects, and they do a lot of exclusive covers. They get a lot of signed thing. I'm actually going to be going back and buying they have on their wall four kids walk into a bank first printing signed. So I'm going to go ahead. I actually haven't read it, believe it or not, which is crazy. I miss people from hometown, but drop return for rough reasons. Yeah, exactly. Glad to hear you're settling back in. Yeah, it's been tough. Tired working at 6 a.m. is kicking my butt. Yeah, I can see that, Steve. So it took me a while to settle in and figure out where I was at, but now I'm here. I'm kind of settled. I'm kind of happy that I'm here. Not that I didn't want to come. It was just crazy. But New Hampshire means a lot to me. In fact, it's so much that one of my early projects for 2022 is going to be a project called Granite State Punk. Let me show you some pages from that. This is probably the project I'm most excited about in the coming season. And you guys get a first look because we're going to just hang out today. And it's set in this town of Rochester. Let me make sure you guys can see me. Okay. Yeah, so it's kind of set here. In these Polaroids here are actually places that are here. Like there's a Royals piece, there's a Jetpack comic. Here's the black and whites. And these are Rochester streets. These are what my streets look like if you come here. Rochester Fair is our fairgrounds right here in the area. So I've been creating this comic for a bit, and it's really though it's a supernatural thriller. It really is the first thing that's extremely personal. So this book really kind of is a fictional story about who I am, where I came from, the kind of family that I grew up in. Look, we got some naked time. So if you guys are interested in some naked time, I don't do a load of nudity in my books. So grats. You got, let me go show you guys. You got some men butt. If you guys like men butt, there you go. Side boob and man butt. I'll give you a lot of that. Let's try to look at the chats. So we've got some murders. Sorry. It's kind of hard to manage this. I normally have a mouse, but I don't have a mouse because of the chair that I'm in. So we've got some murders taking place. As you see, the art is amazing. We've got, lots of digging and lots of bodies being shown. Look at all these dead bodies. Look at how cool that double page spread is. You guys probably have to zoom in. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Can I make it bigger? No, I can't make it bigger. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. Kind of showing you guys some stuff. Some very, very cool stuff in this book. Go back down. So I'm really excited to show you guys this to kind of this is going to be my big project. This is going to be the one that I'm going to be talking about most of 2022 because this is the project I've been working on. It's one I've ever spoken about. It's money. It's the Man on the Mountain. If you're from New England or you know what that is, that's a cool visual. The old man is near and dear to my heart. But yeah, we've got some cool stuff in there. This book is something that we're super excited about producing and getting out to you guys in the next year. So yeah, that's some cool stuff. I'm going to kind of leave you there, kind of leave you hanging, not show you the thing. Side boob and man, but the new dynamic duo. All right, I'll give you one more page. There's a monster. I want to show you guys the monster. I should say the monster, but look at that monster. We got some cool. He's a skull golem. Skull golems are cool. I like skull golems. Everyone should have a good skull golem. But yeah, it's cool. It's been exciting. We've been working on this project for most of the year and really been just focusing on that, getting some cool stuff going on, getting it out and creating new and unique content for you guys. But yeah, let's see some chats here. Yes, side boob and man butt, new dynamic duo. I read a book called Side Boob and Man Butt. It'll be a good book. So yeah, that's what's going on there. What else do we got going on? Oh, here. let me show you some cool stuff. I'm going to send an email about this later on today, but since we're all here, we're all friends, we're all hanging out, let me show you guys the painted cover for Cthulhu Invades Wonderland. Literally everyone's pages are due in 11 days. So everything should be finished in 11 days. And that's a little scary for everybody involved because there's still a couple people who are behind. But for the most part, what we got here? Skull Golem is the new zombie as a go-to monster. Really? Who else has a Skull Golem besides me? Any update on Broke Down with Wrestling? So kind of. OJ, we'll get to that in just a minute. I'm excited about that. But it's on the burner right now. So, all right, here, let me show you this cool Cthulhu Invades Wonderland cover. So this is the world reveal of the Cthulhu Invades Wonderland painted cover. So on the hard covers, we always do the painted covers. So this is the sequel to that. Skull Golem Kung Sooner D&D near you. Nope, you made it. You made it. The cool new beast. Okay, cool. All right, I'll make sure that nobody else has it. So yeah, this is Cthulhu. This is the painted cover. So this is the hard cover. If you get the hard cover, this is the cover for that. Very, very cool stuff. Let me zoom in a little bit on this as well. It's hard to zoom on these things. Oh, it's not even zooming. It just made a rounding thing, so you cannot see it. But in the corner there, in the right corner, is pages from the book, and you can kind of see them, which is really cool. So yeah, that's a cool thing that we're revealing today. Hopefully you guys like that. Let's see. I'm proud of it. TikTok on the Cthulhu clock. Stop sharing that. So yeah, that's what's going on the holiday spirits thing. By the way, thank you guys for the couple people who've backed while we've been going on. We were at 155. We got 2 backers since we've been going live, which is great. Appreciate that. Again, this project, the holiday spirits, is working really hard, working overtime to get it out for you guys for Christmas. I just had word that Expired is printed, so let's talk about Expired for a minute. Expired is fully printed. I actually asked them to ship me some, so I will do a live video probably Monday or maybe over the weekend with the book and kind of show you guys that it's done. I want to look and inspect it and approve it before I pay for it. And then once that's all done, I can go pick it up and get it shipped out to you guys. You get that ASAP. Same thing with this. This book we plan on finishing editing early next week. And then boom, right to the printer to make sure that we can, the minute we get it, the funds and everything, we can pick the book up and ship it out to everybody and get it to you guys before Christmas. That's our goal. That's our plan. With holiday spirits, we really want to, it's a holiday book. You need to get it before Christmas. I mean, it's just the way it is. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Jerome worked really hard on getting it produced, getting the teams together, getting it all taken care of. So I'm just doing my part by, putting the final touches on it and getting out to each and one of you guys, great backers. We're going to add a couple of pledge levels, I think, today. So that'll be kind of cool. So we're going to add a new retail tier if you guys are into retail and things like that. Excited for my copy of Expired to come in. Yeah, Steve. Steven, have you got your, I'm on the phone with Danny today. Have you got your comps yet? I know that they're giving you your comps for your Tales of the Collective. So hopefully you'll get that. You get that taken care of and get that in your box, and everything will be good on that. So the next thing, one of the things I plan on doing for 2022 is I'm going to start a Substack. Haven't heard, Steve. I haven't heard anything. All right, I'll ask Danny today. Danny's, if you don't know, Danny's grandfather passed away, so he's been that's been the deal with that. So that's been a little crazy over there, but other than that, everything's been good. So what we're going to do with that with that collective, we'll get that out to you as thing. So what I'm going to do next year is I'm going to start on January 1st, maybe even start in December, the Substack. So I'm going to tell you guys what the Substack is. And basically, we're going to develop a comic together. So me and the Substack community, whoever's part of that, will be able to part of whatever comic I create next. So it's going to be one of the comics I create for 2022. And in that is a couple different options. And one of those is the new Broke Down, is the Broke Down with the wrestling, Broke Down and Tapped Out. But also in that is going to be a couple of other ideas that I have. And basically, you're going to be able to vote, and you're going to be able to be part of that and part of the process of building, choosing the art team, choosing the colorist, choosing some of our variant art coverists. So we're going to be part of that whole process with the Substack team, and it's going to be very, very cheap to be involved. It's going to be like $5. I think my tiers that I want to do is like 5, 10, and 20, and that's per month. And I'm going to give you guys a podcast on a monthly basis. I'm going to do some training for people who want some Kickstarter training or want some advice on just anything from life or anything. You're going to see all the updates from anything from Orange Cone. And there's going to be a free level too. So if you're free, it's just going to be kind of like the newsletter that you get now, but I'm going to be doing it a little bit more often. So the Substack is going to be really, really cool. So if you want to take part of that, I definitely recommend it. It's pretty awesome. It's kind of a cool idea that I'm running, and hopefully a couple of you guys will sign up for it. But you guys will get say on the script, on character names, on development, on what story we produce. So I'll kind of be writing a synopsis of each of the 5 books that I want to write next year. And you guys will decide on one of them, and we'll be in development, and we'll talk about that. And that doesn't mean I won't develop more than one of those ideas, but one of those properties will be kind of with you. The other cool thing about being part of the Substack community is if you back any of my Kickstarters, you get an additional cover for free. That is exclusive to the Substack. So I will hire a cover artist, and that artist will be exclusive for the Substack, and it'll be hand numbered based on your Substack number. So it'll be really cool, kind of one of ones comic, which is, I think, really cool. Something that I'm really excited to be doing and kind of getting in the community. Next year, hopefully, if everything works out, I'm going to have several things. So it's like a Patreon. Yeah, Tree. It's absolutely like a Patreon. The difference between Substack and Patreon is a Substack is more of a newsletter than a Patreon. Patreon's kind of like a website where you go and stuff, where this is kind of like a newsletter thing. Substack is very popular in the comics community. A lot of comic creators are part of it. If everything works out well next year, I'm going to be doing a lot of published work. So I'm going to be doing the Kickstarters that I do may not just be Kickstarters from me. Sounds excited. I'd love to help develop new content. Yeah. I'm like, it's going to be really cool. But yeah, that's going to be starting January 1st. I'm kind of working on the plan. That's actually one of the things I'm doing during my trip, is kind of planning that out and seeing what that looks like. And I don't expect tons of people to follow it, but I'm hoping to get a few and kind of build that brand. Let me help you social media marketing, graphic design. Maybe, man, that could be cool. But yeah, so that's kind of one of the cool things that we're doing and developing and building on the back end of the plans for 2022. Like I said, I hope to be doing a lot more published works. I mean, things that are going direct to the comic store. So I hope I'm going to have some of those, as well as the Kickstarter stuff that I've been doing. And my wife has a really cool book. You know what? I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys a page from my wife's book. So my wife has a book that's coming out that she's been developing called Pup Van Winkle. And a Pup Van Winkle, what that is it's a story about a dog that falls asleep and lives in a crazy, crazy town. And that crazy town has cats that are out to get the dogs and all sorts of really, really cool stuff. Let me show you a page from it. And she's going to be doing a book this year, which is super, super, super exciting. to do. Let me show you a page. It's very cool. Look at it. So she's doing a little page. This dog to the left, his name is Foley. Yeah, it's going to be a cool little book that we're putting together that I think is going to be pretty top notch. I think it's going to be a cool little book that my wife is putting together. She's working with Martha on it, and it's going to be another orange comb book that's coming out. So yeah, we've got that. So next year on the docket, let me just tell you, we've got Voodoo Nations 2. In fact, we'll even show you some Voodoo Nations art. We've got Voodoo Nations 2. We got Cthulhu Invades Wonderland. We've got the Pop Van Winkle. We've got Voodoo Nations, hopefully 4 as well. We'll get Granite State Punk will be coming out. So that's kind of the beginning of the year. Towards the end of the year, we'll have a couple new books. I'll hopefully have a new book. Hopefully a second issue of Expired. Hopefully some other cool stuff. So yeah, we've got some cool stuff on the docket. Let me show you some art. I'm sharing all sorts of stuff today. Again, if you guys are touching base, if you guys have a Kickstarter or you want to hang out with me, send me a private message. I'll let you on here. I've been talking a lot by myself. Love a friend. Just one. Let's see. Share screen. Let me show you some of the... So this is for Mavericks. If you guys backed Mavericks, we're working on some pages for that. That book is going to come out very, very soon. All right. But let's show you some Voodoo. So as you see, we're working on Voodoo 3. Some really cool art pages here. There's a double page spread of Voodoo. Very, very cool stuff. Oh, I lost it. Sorry. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, Voodoo is a few pages in. We're working on some colors now, working on some covers. But yeah, very, very cool stuff for Voodoo. I think you guys will be excited when you guys see it. Sorry, all my private messages are up here. Just get rid of those real quick. Stop sharing. There you go. All right. So yeah, we're gonna get a lot of cool stuff for Voodoo. So Voodoo, that'll be Voodoo 3. That'll be probably done by the end of the year. So we'll get that on the schedule. Kickstarters are gonna be probably every 2 months. I'm gonna try to do 6 next year, which is crazy. But I'm gonna try to do 6. Probably only end up doing 4, but I'm gonna try to do 6. This year we did 4. Hopefully do 4 again next year. Hopefully Holiday Spirits will get a sequel. Hopefully we want to do Cthulhu Invades Wonderland, and then we have another Cthulhu project that's in the works as well. I have another Parallels that's going to come out. So yeah, does anybody have any questions while I'm here kind of hanging out, talking about stuff? Anybody need life advice? I'm here to give some life advice. I'm good at that, life advice. Looks like I can't see all the comments. That's sad. I want to see all the comments. When you talk 6 Kickstarters, do you hear the rocky music? Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like I said, I'm hoping that I can separate some of that stuff with the distribution line, through the comic stores. So it'll kind of be a mix of both, but we'll see. I need a place to live. Oh, I'm sorry. You need a place to live. OJ asked who's better than Canyon. Tree Monkey has answered that question with nobody. And Steve also says nobody's better than Canyon. So now everyone is aware that no one is better than Canyon. Nobody. It's actually been really tough for wrestling since Canyon passed away because, nobody's better than Canyon. So we're just kind of subpar. That's why AEW started. Like everyone just fled WWE because they don't want to live with that competition of Canyon. So stuff. What's going on? So vacation wise, I've got the not expired. Tree, are you going to watch Eternals? Yeah, I'm going to watch Eternals tonight. Tonight I'm going with Devin and OJ and Devin's daughter, Victoria. We're all going to go see Eternals at a place called Chumley's or Smitty's. I don't know what the name of the place is, but it's like an arcade. You kind of sit in big chairs like this one, and you watch Eternals. So we'll see it. I've heard it's bad. Eternals is a weird thing. As someone who's been reading Marvel the majority of his life and is a Marvel fanboy, I cannot name half the characters, which is just ridiculous. So we're doing a movie. Yeah, it's Smitty's. So we're doing a movie for for a very select audience. Basically, people who love Kirby, and I love Kirby, so I get it, but I don't know. One of the cool things. Tree, I don't have the money for them, but they have the keys for Lock and Key over at the comic store. They're like $2.50 a piece, but they're so dope. Used to see Last Night in Soho, very good film. Yeah, I do want to see it. It's got a doctor, so I definitely want to see it. And it sounds it's right up my alley of creepy. I know far more Inhumans than Eternals. I think most people know far more Inhumans than Eternals. Inhumans have been more in the zeitgeist, I think. So, but yeah. So let's see where we're at with the Kickstarter. Anything new popping up? No, we're 4,815, 157 backers. We're still chugging along. Got 21 days left. Agree. More people know more Inhumans. Very Tree, very much so. As I mentioned, it's very good. Yeah, I definitely want to see that movie Last Night in Soho. That's on my list. So what's going on? So my wife is coming on a Friday. We're going to spend the weekend in Boston, which is really cool. We're going to spend Saturday in Boston. Saturday, we're going to come down here. My family owns what's called Gibbs Garage, which is like a restaurant. And I've never been there. So I'm going to bring my whole Gibb family, so my brothers, and we're all going to hang out and we're going to go to that. My wife is going to be here, so that's cool. On Sunday night, I'm going to be going out to a beer with some fellow creators, some Boston creators, which is cool. We're all going to be doing that. In fact, I need to send them a message to tell everyone, hey, hope to see you guys on Sunday night. We're going to have a beer and kind of hang out. Then I'm going to see Alberto. Alberto is, if you're in the Melbourne area, Alberto was my former pastor, so he's living in Boston now, so I'm going to go hang out with him on Sunday night or Monday morning, one of the two. And then I'm flying back on Tuesday, so I'm not here very long. I'm just here for a week, just kind of getting everything good. Plus, Paul Jenkins' Inhumans was awesome. Yeah. I agree. Paul Jenkins did a great job on that. I wish Paul Jenkins would do more comics. I kind of miss him. He's an amazing creator, and just the fact that we don't get to see him anymore is just hella lame. What's it? Be right back. Danschen Kaffeehausen. I don't speak German. I got Dunkin'. So, for those who know, I love Dunkin'. I drink Dunkin' on the regular basis. But Dunkin' in New England is better because of, it's got good water. Water is good. Lol, son. Love that, Don, son. But yeah, I haven't done a lot of promotion for Holiday Spirits. Man, I got to tell you, the friggin' Kickstarters are crazy right now. So much talent is on Kickstarter right now. So it's just been super crazy. So yeah, that's right. Like I'm backing Kickstarter literally right now. I'm backing Frank Martin's Grim Space. Like I have the money for this. I need to get a second job just to back Kickstarters. You guys are crazy. Yeah. Sorry. In fact, I should see what Frank Martin's doing. Let me see if he wants to come on. I'm going to ask Frank Martin. He's cool people. busy? You want to come on live? I know I'm starting to bore you guys. I'm starting to get bored myself. He's a wrestler with a coffee. No, I know who he is. I'm not. This isn't my first day. This is my first rodeo, but it's just not my thing. Let me send. I'm going to send him the link. I think he's going to say yes. Frank Martin's cool people, and he likes to hang out with me. Like, Frank Martin and I are legit friends. Like, besides comic creators, I actually think we're legit friends. All right, let's see. I'm sending him a message. All right, yeah, Frank's coming on. Frank's going to come on right now. We're just chatting. Kind of talking about the year and what's going on. Steven's here, Tree Monkey's here, everybody's here, kind of chilling, doing some cool stuff. All right, let's show you guys the Kickstarter. I'm going to show you guys the trailer so I can just have a minute. If you haven't seen the Holiday Spirits trailer, this will give me a second to get Frank on and do all that stuff. So I'm going to show you that trailer if you haven't seen it. And then we'll be right back doing all the crazy stuff that we've been doing. Chatting with some things, chatting with my homies. All right, I am back. So what we got? Make sure you hit Chinese food while. No, in fact, I may go to Chinese for lunch. I may go there very soon. I kind of want lunch. What's that? Jason Nutter. Granite's chatting at home in New Hampshire. Granite's represent. Yeah. Katrina Rhodes. Morning. I don't know where Frank is. He said he was coming. I don't know where he is. Where's Frank? Anybody seen Frank Martin? I don't know where he is. Evil Santa Claus is pretty freaky. Was there no Krampus? No, there wasn't. So the Krampus stuff was being developed while we did that. Basically, Jerome came to me and he had this idea for Holiday Spirits. So we had an idea for the whole shebang and all that stuff. And he's doing. He came to me with the idea and the plan and what he wanted to do. And when he came to me, I said, and they were just short kind of stories that were kind of connected with everything. Keeping it secret for the big reveal. Sorry, people are messaging me like crazy right now. Frank is coming. I don't know what he's doing, but so basically there was a whole bunch of separate horror stories set in the holiday theme. So kind of a horror holiday time. And I was the idea who came, hey, well, why don't we give like Crypt Keepers to kind of talk about it, to connect all the stories. So with that, we had the holiday spirits, and each of them were connected. And then I wrote a Krampus story specifically for you, Tree Monkey, to kind of tie it all together, which is really cool. So Frank Martin's here. I woke him up this morning. He's tired. He doesn't know why he's here. He's stressed out. He knows I'm on vacation. He's like, what is going on?
You've been live for 45 minutes?
Yeah, waiting for you. Oh. I woke up and it was just like, when is Frank going to wake up? The minute you posted your first Kickstarter, hey, support this, messaging Frank.
Okay, I'm down.
Colleen, hello, Colleen. How are you? So how are you, Frank?
I'm okay. Just scrambling, running around, getting kids ready, trying to get those backers, the Kickstarter grinds.
Right. Can we talk about this before we address anything? Can we address the elephant in the room? This Tampa Bay. You're in New York. You got Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Like, I'm a Tom Brady fan, so I mean, obviously, I gotta like the Bucs a little bit. But what's going on?
I've spent a lot of time in Florida growing up, so good morning. I was a Bucs fan. I was like a mild Bucs fan in high school, and then they won the Super Bowl, and I became a bigger Bucs fan. And then right. I stayed a Bucs fan for the past 20 years through thick and thin, all the weird quarterbacks that we've had.
Right.
And then we got Tom Brady, and I was like, whoa, this might actually work. And then we got Rob Gronkowski, and I'm like, oh, this is. And we might have an interesting season last year, and then they stunk. They lost they were had a losing record for a little bit in the first couple of games.
Right.
It took a while for it to click, but once it clicked, it was like this is the best team in the NFL. They were, right. And it was not just Brady. I mean, obviously he's a great.
It is just Brady. As a Patriots fan, it is just Brady. Just so you know.
No, but he's got a tremendous supporting cast. He really does. Watching Mike Evans play and Godwin and all those guys, they are phenomenal athletes.
And you're not embarrassed whatsoever that Gronkowski's wrestling career was shorted because of this return to football.
Not really. You know what? After they won the Super Bowl, they aired that T-Mobile commercial or what AT&T or whatever it is. You know the commercials where they have the phone and you're looking at the phone and the phone cuts out so you don't get the complete message.
Right.
And Gronkowski's telling him, you need to retire. You need to relax. Go to the beach. And it cuts through. And he's like, this is what Tom Brady heard. And he's like, go to Tampa Bay. It's very funny.
Yeah. So how is Grim States going? I decided to go live. I had a little time to kill this morning. Figured, since I'm not doing thousands of shows because I'm on vacation, I could do one quick one and talk about holiday spirits. And I saw that you're live, and I like you. I actually like you as a person. Frank Martin and I are actually friends. We talk about things that aren't comic related. Well, they are comic related, but it's more personal comic related instead of like, hey, do you see this or you back that or
Yes. Travis, and I'm not a personable person. I don't like people.
Right.
I don't like people. Which is why conventions are so hard, because I have to pretend to like people, like everybody walking down the aisle. But yeah, Travis and I chat a lot. How is Grim Space going? It's going well. I think it's going well. I didn't know how people would react because it's black and white. I haven't put out a black and white book since Hollow Testament, which had to be black and white because that was based on Hollow Girl, which was a black and white book. But Dan Scalisi and I, the artist, we were planning on coloring it. We might color it in the future, but the gray scale, gray tone pages started coming in. He goes, I like them. I want to put it out like this. And I said, sure, because black and white pages are cheaper to print. So, but it does look very good. It looks phenomenal. He's an amazing artist. I've done so many short stories with him.
Right.
He did when you contacted me to be in the Advocator, the first edition. He did the Noah's Ark story.
Right.
So that was kind of our, and then I've done a bunch of Cthulhu's Hard to Spell stories with him. The volume 1, we did a two pager, and volume 3, he's going to do another 2-pager. It's the president calling. Travis has to take it.
Well, it's someone from Titusville. I don't know who they are. They don't have a phone number here. I do this thing where I look it up live. So we'll look it up live. Let's see who it was. Make sure you share that we're talking. It's a telemarketer. Are you shocked?
I get a bunch of those a day. They call my house phone. I have a house phone. Do you have a house phone?
I don't, because it's 2021, Frank.
Well, I have terrible service in my house, so my cell phone doesn't really work well at my house.
Do you have a fax too?
I have an 8-track that they play everything, all my music on. It sounds so much better than my Alexa.
It's all about, getting it. So records are the best. So if you can get it crappier to get more pups, 8-track is the way to go. If you really like that pup quality.
It's tough to find new Demi Lovato on 8-track though.
Right.
It's not. They don't. She doesn't put out a whole lot of 8-tracks. So
which is a damn shame.
It's a lost art form.
Yeah, actually, I'm huge into Fun. The band Fun Period. They came out with an 8-track for their album, and I was like, who's gonna buy this? And it was sold out in minutes. I'm like,
well, it becomes a collector's item at that point. A novelty, that's not a bad thing. What's the comic equivalent of an 8-track?
The comic equivalent of an 8-track, probably ash cans, like real ash cans. Like people make ash cans now, but not like back in the day where it was you printed it from your printer, folded up paper, staple.
That's a good gimmick. If it's Scott Snyder or Jeff Johns or James Tynion decided to come out with a new creator-owned book, and they went to a con and they had like 200 copies of something that they made at Kinko's themselves.
Right.
That would be pretty cool.
I'd buy it.
I bet you they could sell that for $100 a pop, and somebody. And they would
Tree Monkey like chromium covers. Oh, Tree Monkey. No, we've come back around where chromium covers are good again. We're not sure what happened. Oh, the touch the blood. Remember that when you'd have the pop up blood and you'd touch the blood?
No. Oh yeah, kind of. It's like it's liquid that's in the.
Yeah, well, it's more like just raised lettering, but it's raised like extra, like it's a little bit thicker. Also, Kiss put blood in the ink, if you remember, for their comic. So
that's like a nice trend that's going on. Tony Hawk did that. Nas X did that. Cheap paper with
for shoes.
Yeah, for shoes. People are putting blood in their products. It's kind of weird.
Darren Warren Johnson does a Star Wars ash can that he Kinkos at cons. Nice. I've seen the Kinko books. I've seen them, but they're not here or there. By the way, you're in Nightmare Theater, right?
No, I am not.
Are you sure?
I'm so many places people forget where I am.
I saw your art. Are you on another Kickstarter? Like as a scribbling for
No, I don't think so. Not at the moment. Grimspace is the only thing I got going on.
I saw somebody's art on something, and I was like, "Oh, I got to hire their artist."
I know that's the biggest. No writer would ever admit that, but everybody does it.
Yeah, it was like, oh.
You know what I do more than artists? I do that for colorists. I steal people's colorists.
Right. What number Kickstarter is this for you this year?
5th.
I
feel like people always make a big deal. They're like, Frank, how do you run so many? I'm like, Travis runs a Kickstarter like every week. What are you talking about? Don't friggin' and Russell Nolte puts out a new Kickstarter every like 7 days. So I'm not up there.
All right. No, I had 4 this year. I just was part of others that made it look like I had more. Like Tales of the Collective. It wasn't mine, but everyone knows I put it together.
Yeah, I've had 2 other ones that I was a part of. I think. I don't know. I can't keep track of this anymore. I remember when I first started making comics and writing comics, every anthology that I was in was like a huge deal. You know,
Right.
I was kind of like, I need to get 8 copies, and I'm gonna put them all on my bookshelf. And at this point, it's like, yeah, I made another short, and it's in a book, and I have the book, and it's good. And then it's just
Right.
like, because I'm doing my other stuff too, so it's kind of like I can only have enthusiasm for so many things.
You're in Cthulhu's Hard to Spell 3.
I'm in 1 and 3, which is in production.
Correct.
One is
That's
out.
the artist. That's the artist that I'm trying to steal. That's the one.
No, you can't steal him because he does Grim Space.
He's so good. He's so good.
Dan is he did Modern Testament short with me. He's in both Cthulhu's Hard to Spell. He's in Tales from Neverland. We did a Neverland story, and he did a modern mythology story with me. We're in that too. So we have a good working relationship. He also did a commission for my niece's birthday last year. She had an original character that she created. It was like Star-Lord's daughter. It was like a girl Star-Lord pretty much, and he blew it out of the park with that one.
Nice.
So
okay. Yeah, Chuck beats both Frank and I, but he cheats editing.
Yeah, he's like, I have 8 projects that I edited on Kickstarter right now. I'd be like, okay, Chuck, congratulations.
Yeah, it's cheating. It is more than us. It is more, but it's cheating. It's cheating. So I'm excited about Grim Space. This is one of my favorite books. I read it probably about 6 months ago, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Whenever you sent it to me, I read it about 6 months. I get the advanced copies of Frank's books, and I get confused sometimes because I'm like, didn't I? When it goes live on Kickstarter, it's like, didn't I already back this? Isn't it coming? I don't know what's happening.
I know, because it's weird because some books I finished like a year before I kickstarted them, and other books are finished like a week before I kickstarted them.
Right. Depends on where it falls.
Where it falls, also what I'm planning to do with it. Sometimes I don't want to kickstart it. I end up trying to looking for a publisher, and they all say it sucks, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'll kickstart it, and then everybody says it's good, so, which happens a lot. Isn't it weird how that works?
Yeah. As someone who's trying to figure out the publisher, and the publisher, it's a hurry up and wait. Oh, we love this book. It's going to be great.
We could publish it in 2024.
Yeah, we'll send you that contract. When's that contract coming? Like, we really want it. Don't sell it to somebody else. And then you put it on Kickstarter. What are you doing? It's been a year. You haven't talked to me. We had a deal. What are you talking about? We had a deal.
Yeah, I have a totally different mindset than I did when I first started.
Right.
Which is now, if I have a book, I wouldn't say for every book and for every publisher, but as a general rule, I would say if I'm talking with a publisher about a book and they say, we don't want you to kickstart it, I would say no.
Right.
I would probably turn away. It depends on the publisher, depends on the book, but for the most part, yeah, people don't realize how hard it is to recoup costs with publishers because there's so many mouths to feed. You know, there's very little left over, and with Kickstarter, it's direct to consumers. That's why I find it weird that they call the retailer market the direct market when it's not really that direct.
Right.
You know, Kickstarter is way more direct. You're buying straight from the creator, and you're getting the book straight from them. Whereas when you go through a retailer, you're getting through the publisher, you're getting through a distributor, then it gets to the retailer, and then to the reader's hands. So right. There's a lot more cash to be lost along the way. And unless you're Robert Cookman and you're selling 50,000 copies plus per issue, it's tough to make a go of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're all trying to, get that next thing that's going to hit. And the money, I don't think people understand how much it costs to make a comic, and just sitting on it, like sitting on that investment. You've been looking, I showed everyone a little earlier, the Granite State Punk and the pages and how much I paid for that. Like, if I wait till a publisher can produce it, it's going to be late 2022. So I'm not going to get paid to it till 2023. That's a lot of time to sit on $6,000.
It is. Russell talks about this a lot. It is a terrible business plan. You can't
Right.
really do much about it. You're having money come in from money that you spent years ago, and you're spending money now that you're not going to make years from now, which is it's really weird and bizarre the way it works. It's a big just cash chest, just in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, and you have to stay ahead of the curve, which is difficult sometimes to predict the future.
Yeah.
You know, so it is a grind. I would say one of the biggest turning points with me as a creator, and I've made posts about this before, was when I stopped trying to make books and I just started making them. You know,
Right.
I was looking for publishers, looking for partners, figuring out ways to sell, and Kickstarter really changed it for me. I had a bunch of people pushing me to do one, and I just kind of, I don't know. It's a little daunting. There's a whole bunch of creators out there that are not super duper big tier creators, but I would still consider them indies, and they don't run Kickstarter simply because it's still a daunting task. You know, if you haven't done it, there's a little bit of a learning curve. There's bumps in the road to figuring it out. But once you do, it really makes it feasible to make these books. In a
Hi,
way
Joe.
that,
How are you?
hello, Joe.
Slave to the grind.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it is. You know, Kickstarter is its own, but it's so what I consider Kickstarter is it is our publisher, right? I know we all have our own brands, but there is Kickstarter creators, and they're just as relevant in the Kickstarter market as they would be if we were on the shelves working for Scout, as a Scout creators or SourcePoint or Image. Like Kickstarter kind of puts us all together, you know, and we're the Kickstarter, in my opinion, the Kickstarter creators, right? So we've got to stop. And then same thing with Indiegogo. They have a separate group of creators who create Indiegogos kind of exclusively. You know, that's kind of our publisher. It's not our publisher, but it's kind of works in that same realm.
Yeah. What does Tyler always say? That if you count Kickstarter as a publisher, it's like the number 3 publisher in the comics marketplace or something. Like it's huge the amount of money that they generate for the comics industry. And I keep losing my train of thought because it's so early in the morning. Yeah, they are. Oh no, what I was gonna say was it's Kickstarter is growing so much in terms of. I mean, obviously we talk about big time creators that are coming to Kickstarter because they see the money and they don't want to leave it on the table. Scott Snyder did his Nocterra,
Sure.
and then it launched the Kickstarter, and then the week after it ended, it was on the shelves. I felt like it was bang bang. You know, he must have planned that out like that. And now Valiant has a book. I actually went to Dunkin' Donuts, but I didn't get a drink. I got one of those wake up wraps.
The like $2 wake up wraps.
Yeah, they're good. I got a wake up wrap and I got a croissant sandwich, but I didn't get any drinks. I had a water in the car, so that's what I drank.
I actually am about to go downstairs to get a Pepsi in a minute because I ran out of Dunkin'. I need more Dunkin'. OJ, if you're still watching, can you go to Dunkin' and bring one to me? Treatment. Why'd you even go if not for coffee? That's a great.
I went for food. I was hungry. I had a bagel before I dropped the kids off to school, and it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
But you see, Valiant has a book on Kickstarter, so that's going to be. I'm kind of wondering how long it's going to take for Marvel and DC to put out an exclusive OGN through Kickstarter.
Even if you Jason OJ extra. No, I like a mocha swirl iced coffee, cream only, iced. Yeah, I think that what I'd like to see for Marvel and DC is like a Kirby collection, like one of those exclusive, like really nice books, but put it on Kickstarter. You know?
Like a re-release, a repackaging of something.
Yeah. I think something like that would be really good. You know, but they could do something exclusive. why did Berserk need Kickstarter? Does Canon not have enough money? I think it was the reason why they did it. From what I understand, the response from them was not everybody knows about comic stores, and they wanted to get these trades out to them directly, because if you back Berserker, you're not getting individual issues, you're getting just the trades. It's all 3 volumes of the trade, so it's crazy.
Was it 3? I thought it was 6. I don't know.
It could be 6. Yeah, I don't like seeing well-established characters on Kickstarter. It doesn't feel right. I agree, but I also think it brings eyes to the platform.
I would agree, I think, but that's a minority opinion. I would say most people say the more people that are on Kickstarter, the better. The way I kind of make the analogy is it's like a supermarket shelf. You know, when you're walking down the supermarket, your eyes, it's the premium real estate or all the big name brands, you know, Kellogg's and Nabisco are right at the eye level. And if you look down, you go to the bottom, you'll see brands that you've never heard of before because they're not big companies and they can't buy that shelf space. Kickstarters is going to be the same way, where the big name brands are going to be front and center on their homepage, get all the Project We Like badges, and get all the recommendations through the emails. And because that's going to generate the most money for them, and the smaller guys like us are not going to get as much exposure. And the response everybody has to that is, you can't rely on Kickstarter to fund your book. You need to do it yourself, which is true. But everybody likes finding a new audience, finding new people through recommendations and stuff. That's how you grow.
As my friend who works at a grocery store, he says, this is not how we do our shelves. HasLab do their own crowdfunding. Yeah, I've heard about that. So have you heard about this Hasbro thing? So for toys, they have their own Kickstarter, but on the Hasbro website, and they make an exclusive toy for like Hasbro. Which is cool. So they did like a Galactus because they know the size of it won't sell for everybody. So they bought it, and then they just add extra figures to it.
So it's like it's a crowdfunding.
Correct, but
campaign, but on their own. I've seen people do that for comics too.
Yeah.
Well, they'll try to control the experience on their own site,
right.
Which again, it works if you have an audience, if you have a built-in set of people that will go to you. But for the most part, I mean, we could talk all day about how Kickstarter has sophisticatedly designed their page to be appealing and to generate sales to close the deal with people. You know, it's very meticulous to have the way they have everything laid out.
So I noticed you got Projects We Love.
I did. I do. I love when I got one for Polar Paradox. I love how you messaged me and you're like, congratulations, and I didn't realize I had it. So like, stop fucking with me. And the way I got this one was I was looking for other sci-fi campaigns. And I was scrolling through the thing, and I saw Grimspace, and it had the Project We Love badge on there. And I'm like, that must be a glitch because I didn't I didn't realize I had it. So then I clicked on it, and I saw it was actually on the page, and then they sent me an email like 2 hours later. So yeah, I'm glad I got it. It always makes me feel good. I think I'm 2 for 12 now.
2 for 12.
I'm
at 4. I've actually done really well. Once I unlocked that floodgate, I think it's that Kickstarter, you do a Cthulhu invades Oz. They're just like, dude, that guy could raise money at any time. We need to make sure. I don't think they actually like me. I think they just saw that I could raise them a lot of money one time. So they just keep trusting me.
What I thought was interesting was I got it for Polar Paradox, the first issue. And then I launched the second issue like 5 months later, and they didn't give it to me. So it's like, what, you liked it then? You don't like it now? What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? Give me some consistency.
Yeah, I got it for Cthulhu Invades Oz, Voodoo Nations 2, Expired, and now Holiday Spirits.
So. Lucky.
We had one. Yeah, Brent, we had one. By the way, Brent, since Brent's here, Expired is printed. And they're shipping me some copies to my store, to my house here in New Hampshire. Not my house, it's my brother's house, but they're shipping it here so I can show you guys and make sure that everything's good. So, do you want me to bring up Grim Space and you can talk about it for a minute?
Sure, if you want to. This is
Yeah,
your
yeah.
show, man. I'm just along for the ride.
I'm just kind of hanging out. I had some time to kill, and I haven't been able to do live shows because of the vacation. So I had like an hour to kill, so I figured I would do it. All right.
And you figured you'd bring me along for the ride?
Yeah, well, I like you, so
That's surprising. My wife doesn't even like me.
I bet my wife doesn't like me, but that's fine. Actually, my wife really, really likes me. I don't understand why. So I want to go downstairs and get a Pepsi. So I'm going to have you run things for a minute, but I'm not.
I can't do that. That's such a big responsibility.
Calm down for a second. Should I play the video for a second and then you can talk after?
No, that's worse. I don't want to watch myself.
Okay. All right.
Fine. Play the video.
All right. All right. I'm just trying to help. Then you don't have to talk. You've already done the talk.
That's very true.
Here, we'll play this video. It'll take a minute.
Hey Kickstarter, I'm Frank Martin, writer and creator of Grim Space. Personally, I'm a big fan of new takes and variations on old stories. And that's exactly what Grim Space is. Reimagining the classic fairy tales we're all familiar with in an exciting new sci-fi universe. The first issue of Grim Space puts a spin on Jack and the Beanstalk, as Jack, a mechanic on a courier ship, trades his broken robot for a mysterious navigation unit. But the crew gets more than they bargained for, and the nav unit activates on its own and gets them in trouble by gigantic proportions. Thanks for taking the time to check out our campaign. I have a lot of plans in store for Grim Space, so I'm excited to get this first issue out into the world. To grab this mashup of the old and new, you can click the Back This Project button at the top of the page, or select a reward tier of your choice. Thanks again for checking out Grim Space, and I hope you enjoyed it.
All right, so we're at 80% funded. I made it back, Frank. You didn't have to be by yourself.
That's fine. You know what? My wife watched the video the other day, and she said, you don't move your upper lip when you talk. I go, really? I never noticed that. Now it's all I can see when I'm talking. She's like, yeah, you look weird. I'm like, thank you for pointing out to me that the video I made to try to get people to give me money makes me look weird, and now I'm all self-conscious, and
Right.
you really boosted my spirits. I guess that's what wives are for.
So this is 12 Kickstarter. Oh, I love that cover.
Ooh, yeah.
That's not the cover you showed me what I saw.
That's just the cover on the copy I sent you is super secret cover. That's not
right.
You can't even get that one. That's not even available through the Kickstarter.
I get you. I'm not going to blow your shot here, but it's very good. I even left a review here. I mean, if that's like, I'm number one right here. It's funny that I've done tons of things, but he gave me Cthulhu Invades Oz as my credit. Same thing with Caleb. Me and him we get our what raised you the most money? I get it.
No. It's actually not the money. It's the I'm trying to do it thematically. So I figure Oz falls into that fairy tale category, which that was my thought process.
Okay, all right. So you got all sorts of cool stuff in it. Short story commission. I've got a short story commissioned by Frank once for one of his novels.
You did?
Yeah. You had like I don't remember. Yeah, you did a crime one for me in one of the things.
Oh, that was for the Drabble thing.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Mike, show me the money. Back the project. Has Mike backed your project yet?
I don't know.
All right, Mike, if you haven't backed the project, do it. Frank's got some good stuff. So, Frank, I got one issue with the way you do your Kickstarters.
Oh, let's hear it. The airing of grievances.
You don't ever have a catch up on you have it in add-ons, I'm sure, but you don't have the catch up on all your work. Because I think people need Polar Paradox 1 and 2 and stuff like that. Or do you not print enough extra copies that you can do that?
Most people when they do add-ons, they put on everything. I don't do that. I try to keep it with the theme. So my add-ons would be kind of sci-fi and fantasy related. I think I do have Polar Paradox as an add-on.
Right.
Tyler was suggesting doing like a digital. It's not really a catch-up tier, but it's more like a digital Frank Martin bundle. Just
Yeah. I have those, and they do really well on all my Kickstarters. They do really, really well. I'm up to like $35 if you get them all now. So you get all my stuff.
So it's not a bad thought. You know what it is? There's only so much you can do. There's only so much new stuff you can do. Only have time for new things and getting it all in there. So it's one of those things that like I've tossed around the idea and I want to do it. It's just I haven't implemented it. I haven't had the time and
so you have a theme song. Tell me about that.
Yeah, Lane Thomas is a guy that I've known from back in the day when he used to make machinima videos, and I reached out to him when I did Macabre Motel, and I said, "Will you do a theme song for this?" And he said, "Sure." He's very talented. I don't even do anything. I just give him the book and I say, "Read it and make music," and he comes back with great music for every single campaign. He did one for Macabre Motel, Polar Paradox, Last Homicide, Pipe Creepers, for Grim Space, and he's done one for my short story Monster Mortician, which is is doing an expanded universe on Narrative Retail, which is a website. So he's done a whole bunch of themes for me, and it's the music I use in my videos now, so it's got no copyrighted music, and you can grab it for it's the $15 tier, and everything above it can grab it. You can grab it. Also, I have it as an add-on because the $15 tier is physical. So if you want the theme song in the digital, you can grab it that way through the add-ons.
What we talk about cash-wise for that?
It's $5 on the add-on. So
it's pretty reasonable for $10 you can get the digital and the theme song.
Yes, and my favorite backers are people that back the digital deluxe, which comes with script, concept art, layouts, and all that other extra goodies that process junkies like to see, and the theme song. So if people get that $8 digital deluxe and the theme song, that's $13, and I don't have to give any to the United States Postal Service. So
right,
that's why I like it.
Well, I'm a big fan of this book. This is one of my favorites of yours. I'm trying to think of what I would consider my favorite book for yours.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I'm trying to figure out what I would consider my favorite book out of all of your stuff.
You want me to read your mind?
No, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm not asking a question. I'm trying to figure it out.
Is it Last Homicide because you're the crime guy?
It's not because, and I think I shared it with you too. It's a little very crime.
It's too crimey. It's
very crime formulaic. I know you as a writer that it's not going to be that way when I get to like the next part of it. But the first issue is very crime formulaic. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. It's tropey.
Probably Macabre. I really like Macabre a lot. I know it was kind of weird. Tree Monkey Bat. Yeah. No, it's a cool book. And it's black and white. We're reading Travis's mind, Magneto, Gambit.
Macabre Motel is fun because it subvert expectations. Right. It starts off very formulaic. And I was talking with Russell, and he said, when I read it, I was like, I've read this book before. Why am I reading this book again? He's like, actually, no, I haven't read this book before. This is really weird. I love those times when you're writing and you get to a part in a story where it's just so out there where you can literally come up with anything.
Right.
Just make things as weird as they can possibly be. I've done that with dream sequences and stuff where it's not supposed to make sense. So you could just really have to do abstract nonsense.
And my wife loved the hotel key. She loved it.
Oh, the keychain?
Yeah, she loved it. And I was like, babe, like, what am I going to do with a number 5, keychain? Like, that is not useful to me. I'm never going to use it. It's not a great reward. She's like, no, it's genius. I love it. I love the stuff. I was like, all right.
it was very weird. And you know what? It's on the brand for that book.
Right.
It's totally on brand because I bought that from a motel like supply company.
Nice.
So it's like I didn't go to like a company that supplies stuff for Kickstarter rewards. I said I'm a comic book creator and I want to print these out to give away to my audience. And the guy's like, cool. It's like because that's not nobody contacts them to do that ever.
It's like, you're gonna give me extra money? That's fine. No, please.
So yeah, they put the logo on it because hotels put their logo on it and they put the number on it, and it's a tchotchke, you know. People like tchotchkes.
So what is for 2022? Do we got pipe cleaner next? Number 2?
Pipe creepers. Everybody
creepers.
calls it pipe cleaners. I guess because when you say pipe and you say a C word, you want to say cleaner.
And you think of what they're doing, even though they're plumbers. Like, you think of pipe cleaning.
Yeah, pipe. So I'm not sure what my first one for 2022 is going to be. It will probably be pipe creepers. I think that's where I'm leaning towards. The Last Homicide is going to come in 2022. I don't know when.
Okay.
It's slow going, but it's going to be done. And I also have a book called The Truce, which is a one shot, which I'm really looking forward to. I feel like, as far as my writing goes, I feel like that's me firing on all cylinders, you know, pumping as much of what I want in 20 pages.
Right.
So it's going to be a fun book. And then what is that? That's 3. I have to do 5. So I got to come up with 2 more.
Well, I remember reading a script last year of one that you were doing. I'm not sure if you ended up going anywhere with it, but
that's another one in the pipeline that I have no idea. Actually, funny story. The artist that I have planned to do that is working on a book with me before that one, which is a second Grim Space issue.
Right. You were telling me Grim Space has it, but is it actually number 2 or just another one shot?
It's a one shot. It's not gonna. It's a spin-off from this book. Okay. So they're connected. They are absolutely connected. But it's going to be another one shot, and it's and then I haven't scripted yet, but I have plans to follow. So the ship in this issue of Grim Space is called the Beanstalk, and it's got a crew of a whole bunch of people, and I'm doing a follow-up that continues their story, the crew of the Beanstalk, in a 3-issue mini. That is, I don't know, years away. Also, Polar Paradox sequel. That's in the works too. I've seen ink pages from that. So that might be the second half of 2022. We might be able to launch that one. So
I know the guys at the Burrito really loved Polar Paradox. They really, really loved it. I should actually back the issue 1. I lost my issue 1. I know you sent me the digital again, but I lost my issue 1 and I need to read it physical. So I gotta figure that out.
Well, when we launch the sequel, then maybe pick it up then. Or maybe I might just send you one.
Or I could just pick it up on this Kickstarter right now, back to physical, just add the number 1. And
you know what? I think the add-on I have is the
pair?
The deluxe edition with 1 and 2. Because I mix it up, you know. I try not to put everything there. Like, for instance, I have a bunch of variants for Macabre Motel. If I offer Macabre Motel, I'll just put like 1 variant on there. I won't put all the different covers.
Are you ever thinking about doing a trade of like kind of all your shorts?
Just what do you mean? Shorts?
Like kind of
by shorts, you mean short stories or one shots?
Or your one shots, kind of like Frank Martin Presents sci-fi.
Maybe it's not on the agenda. I did the Modern Testament trade, which was a lot of fun. That's 15 shorts. That's like a couple years of my life. Which I'm very proud of, but not a lot of people grab it simply because it's, I don't know, it's a trade, I think. So it's,
I think it's more of people get scared that it's religious preachy, which it's not, because you're not religious at all.
It's not a religious book. And I get that question every time I do an interview for it.
Right.
And I've actually had somebody say, I'm not reviewing your book because I don't do religious books. And I'm like, do you read Ghost Rider? It's the same thing as Ghost Rider.
Right.
Like,
Exorcist is a religious movie if you want
to go down that road, sure.
Right. Yeah. I've got for next year, I've got Cthulhu Invades Wonderland. We're going to do that first. And then it'll either be the Broke Down Trade or Voodoo 3. We'll have to see which is. They're both kind of at the same development stage. And then my wife has a book called Pup Van Winkle. We'll do that. And then we'll do the opposite of that. So that'll be the 4. And I actually want to do one every 2 months next year.
So I've narrowed it down to I'm launching every 7 weeks.
Okay.
So that's like 2 months, close to it.
Right.
So that's my comfortability level where I don't think people realize how quickly I try to put everything together. So like the day after the Kickstarter ends, I'm sending out surveys and I place a print order, So it's
Right.
like it's that bang bang. And then when I get all the books in, it is a mad scramble to get them out. I try to have them in my hands for as limited time as possible. So before the books come in, I'm getting labels ready. I'm getting all the add-ons ready. I'm getting everything ready. Then as soon as they come, I basically just have all-nighters and I'm just binging Netflix and just taping, and because I want them out and I want to leave enough time for them to arrive at people's doorsteps before the next one launches.
Yeah. This is the first one I've launched without fulfilling. So expired because of certain got delayed in production, so I couldn't get it out. But most of my backers for expired were digital, so it was 47% was fulfilled with digital, which is crazy for me. It's normally like 30%. It was way higher than normal for expired for whatever reason. But Holiday Spirits, because it's a holiday book, I need to get out this book by Christmas. Right, I just need to.
Yeah, time that's getting close.
Yeah, I got the time. The book's done, 100% done, and we're just doing the final edits. We'll get it to the printer next week. My printer takes 2 weeks, so I'll get it. It'll be tough though. So I'll get it like the first week of November, and I'll start shipping it before I even get the money from Kickstarter.
Yeah, it's weird that happens. Another thing you forget is you have to, if you're going to be doing it that quick of time, you need to get your proof to the printer while the campaign is going.
Yeah,
you gotta be like ready to pull the trigger with them as soon as that countdown timer goes to 0.
Yeah, it's a scary thing. It's a very different thing, But this is the first book that I've published that's not mine. This is actually Jerome's, my letterer. I did write in it. I came up with some of the concepts for it, but it's not my book. It's his book that I'm publishing. So it's kind of a cool thing.
I don't know if I could do that. I'm too selfish for that.
I probably wouldn't if he wasn't my like my letterer. He's my dude. Like we do everything together on all the books. You kind of switch it up, right? You don't have the same team on. Do you use anybody consistently for everything besides yourself?
No, Dan Scalisi, the guy for Grimspace, is the only person I've had like multiple projects with, pretty much.
Right.
Like I have the same colorist for Last Homicide and Pipe Creepers. That's kind of like a big deal for me. I don't really use the same people all the time, and I letter my own books. So, yeah, I'm a little comic slut. I like mixing it around.
Right. But for me, for Voodoo Nations, for Broke Down, for Cthulhu, it's all been Jerome. It's been one guy and me. So you build the trust with that one guy, right?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter what business you're in. You need to have reliable and trustworthy people around you, and you build that working relationship. And if it doesn't work out, you find somebody new until you get in the groove. And once you get in that groove, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So you were still close to being funded. Why weren't you funded on day one? Can we address that?
Because I don't know.
Because there's amazing Kickstarters right now. Like, let's be honest. Like, there is a lot of good stuff on for our tier, the tier that you and I are on. A lot of people in our tier are also live right now.
take it from somebody who's running their 5th Kickstarter campaign of the year right now. That's always the case.
Sure.
Everybody says there's so much competition right now on Kickstarter. I'm like, no. You could take out the right now, because it's always. There's never a time where there's not going to be a lot of great books out there. It's the norm now. So,
but I will say this, though I 100% agree with you in every aspect. I will say that you can definitely feel the economy recently in the last couple of months for people who are running Kickstarters. Like, the numbers aren't as high, the backers aren't as high, and the money isn't as high as it was earlier in the year.
Maybe I don't really take a good temperature like that.
Okay.
I kind of just launch. I put my head down and kind of like do what I need to do. I don't really try to figure out why things are the way they are.
Well, especially for you with all your stuff being different themes. Like, there's thousands of variables of why it could be this or that, right?
Yeah, it's but you know what? It really is a great feeling when I see the same names over and over.
Yeah.
Because you're doing different stuff too, Voodoo Nations couldn't be more different than Broke Down. So
no, absolutely.
So I send a personal thank you message to every backer, and when I get a response that says you launch and I'll be there, that's like I can't praise that enough. Like, that's to have that confidence going into a new campaign, knowing that there are people that have that trust in me to tell a good story, you can't put a price tag on it.
No, absolutely not. And it's so great. Like, I'm not going to say the number, but I have a running number of, this is my fan base. I have this many fans. We talk about this illusionary number. If you get 1,000 fans that support you, you can make a living, right? That's the kind of the motto. Like, if you get 1,000 fans who buy everything you do,
the true fan theory,
right? The true fan theory. So I have that number in my head of how many that is, and it's crazy as I start playing that out and knowing exactly who they are. And it's not just Kickstarter too. Like, I have certain people who will never back my Kickstarters, but the minute I go to the comic store signing, they're going to be there. So there's like 5 or 10 at this store, 5 or 10 at this store, trying to figure that math. Like, that number goes crazy to me of trying to build that. And it's just such a beautiful feeling. Like, my whole goal in life with creating, Frank, was I just want someone who doesn't know me to read my work and think and like it. That was it. That was my bare minimum of what I wanted. Like, because it's really easy for my friends to go, oh man, I love your stuff, it's great. And like, I wanted some guy who's like, no, I'm all in, dude. Anything you get, like, and I was like, I don't know you from Adam. Like,
mine would be because I write prose, so it's also a different a different audience. I want to be walking down the street in New York City and see pass somebody reading my book while they're walking. Like, that would be cool. I would like that one.
That's a hard one. That's a lot of work.
That is a lot of work, but in New York City, there's a lot of people. It might happen. I also liked. I want to do like a pop-up signing at like an airport bookstore, like a sneak signing. Where Neil Gaiman does that all the time. Well, he'll go to like an airport bookstore and he'll just like take the stack of his books and just sign them all and put them back.
Right. And then say, hey, at this airport, you can put them. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and your novel stuff, you haven't been doing a lot of those on Kickstarter, right? Or are you still doing?
I did one. Okay. Novels are trickier on Kickstarter for a whole host of reasons. If I have a bigger novel base of fans that read novels, I'm not like putting it off. I would definitely do it again, but I need to have more confidence in the money that I could generate, and which I don't have that right now.
Right. And what's the percentage? I assume it's a small percentage that jumps over from the Kickstarter. I mean, it's a percentage, but like probably 25%, 20%.
What do you mean?
Like, who backed the comics backs the novel just because it's you?
When I run a novel campaign?
Yeah.
Well, I've only ran one. It was a bunch of years ago, so I didn't have the, I would say, Kickstarter clout that I do now. So I'm not sure those numbers. But you know what? I get a surprising number of people that pick up novel add-ons from my comic campaigns.
Okay.
So they're there. Like they'll pick them up. I'm just not sure if I run a novel exclusive campaign that a lot of people will back. But they pick them up from. They do pick them up from the add-ons, and also there's the host of I know publishing comics now. I got all the kinks out where I could put out a book. Putting out a novel, it's a little different. So there's more formatting. It's not more. It's just different formatting, different covers, different all whatever that needs to be done. And I'm not ready to be a book publisher yet. So
Right.
in that arena, it's helpful to partner with another indie book publisher who will take care of the covers and the back matter and all the other nuts and bolts that go with putting together a novel.
Yeah, I'm actually next year I'm writing a novel, kind of. I mean, it's a novel, but it's not fiction.
Are you writing a nonfiction, or is it more like a memoir? Or
so I'm doing a thing called the Impact Project, and what it is I'm going to take every month and every day I'm going to talk about someone who impacted me. But I'm also going to kind of put some self-help kind of stuff in there, or some encouragement about how it fits to you. So like February would be like Love Month. Here's the people who've affected me in the world of love, good and bad, and what that looks like. One of the gifts that I have as a person, like I see value in people. Like that's why I'm always doing anthologies and boosting people up and doing things like that. I see the value in people. And I'd like to get some of that on paper. And it's going to be people who are personal in my life, and then everyone from Neil Gaiman to Meatloaf to kind of a mix of everybody. And I'm going to do 365 entries in that thing. And I'm going to work on it all next year and then publish it in 2023.
That sounds like a personal project. It sounds like dedication.
Yeah, I think it'll be an interesting thing. We go through life and I don't think we realize how many people impact you. And I think writing that down and picking 365 people who've impacted my life, I think could be an interesting thing. My only concern about it is page count. It's just a lot of pages.
It depends on how big the entries are.
Right. And some of them need to be longer than others because of, the people, right? My wife can't be the same size as the Beatles, right?
so yeah, I mean, when you're talking about 365 entries, 1,000 words compared to 300 words, it's going to multiply by 365. That's really going to, it could be wildly short or it could be wildly long.
Yeah. But yeah, that's one of my projects for next year that I'm going to be doing kind of in the background as I do everything else. That's that right. I'm not that writer. I don't write every day. I don't know if you're one of those guys. Do you write every day?
Yeah, pretty much. I write a lot on my phone, which is my new trend. And I'm not my new thing is voice to text.
Okay.
So I'm just like, if I'm walking to pick my kids up from school, I'm just blah, 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 and everyone's looking at me like, what are you doing? Like, right. What do you? Especially if I'm writing like a horror, they're like, psycho, get away from me.
Thanks, Greg. Yeah. But yeah. I don't. So, but I'm also, the way I write is I process every aspect of it before I put it on paper. So okay. I know, and so I'm playing with it in my head, even though I'm not writing it down. So I write probably twice a week, but it's heavy ambition when I write, like several, probably about 10 pages or so of content is coming out when I do it, or if not full, complete issues or whatever.
Yeah, so I would say I write every single day, but sometimes might be like 200 words, right. And some days might be 2,000 words. Right. I try to write every day because I keep that momentum going. I feel like if I stop for a day, it's going to screw with my writing equilibrium. You're cutting into my writing time right now. I was going to finish up a short story. Travis is like, come on live. I'm like, okay.
Well, you got a backer. Come on.
I did. Thank you. It was worthwhile. Who is that, Michael?
It's Tree. Yeah, his name's Tree Monkey. I don't pay attention to what it says. But...
Okay.
But we're going to wrap this up though, so you can get back to writing.
Yeah. No, my free time is almost over. So you took it all up. I gave it to you, Travis. I hope you're happy.
The truth.
You know what? You had to make it up to me because you butt dialed me the other day, and I was all excited. Travis is calling me, and you're like, "I was an accident."
Hey, I tried to get you to come out to Boston for beers, but apparently it's too far. I live in New York. We don't go to Boston because we hate those people. You know,
That's
all
not
those
true.
things.
I like Boston. It's just, it's not like a one train stop away. So,
But yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. So do you want me to let you go before I wrap things up, or you want to stick for the whole wrap?
I'll stick for the wrap. I won't pay attention.
All right. So a couple things we're going to show off. A couple of things I want to show off. This comic I didn't get to talk about it. So this is Cosmic Desert. Cosmic Desert. He's a guy in my crew. So if you haven't backed it, please do. Joel Quinn, brand new first time creator. He's out in the Melbourne area. Really cool book. Does sci-fi. Very, very cool stuff. He would be a great person to do a backer update with Frank, because you guys kind of have a similar.
You know what? This is the first campaign that I've had a whole bunch of people reach out to me to do updates.
Because you're famous. You're basically famous.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. Usually I reach out to people to try to set things up, and now I'm getting I've gotten 6.
Wow. I just throw you on my updates. I just don't even ask. I just at some point do it. And you majority of the time do it. So I mean, I'm not worried about it.
Well, my thing is I try to only include one project per update. That's
right, which is good because it's a better chance of results.
Yeah, I don't know. If you send out an update with 4 people, 3 people, you just get lost in the shuffle. Everyone's going to be like, well, I can't look at all of these right now. So
right. So Cosmic Deserts, I want to show Grim Space. Again, this is Frank's project. We got to definitely get this funded. It's embarrassing that he's not funded. I mean, he's basically a celebrity in the Kickstarter market. And,
you stop it.
I don't know why it's not refreshing. Oh, there you go. So we got to get this funded. It'll get funded in the next couple of days. It's a great project. You got anything you want to say about it, Frank?
I like it.
You like it?
It was fun.
And I can't share anything. You want to back this. I can't tell you why, but you want to back
it. I hope the Grim Space is going to have a long and healthy life.
Right. You want to back this. I've read it. I can't tell you why. Just back it. Just trust me. If you trust me, back this project. So now people are going to drop their pledges because nobody trusts me. And then let's talk about holiday spirits. Holiday Spirits is live. Again, we still got a bit to go, but I think we'll make it. I think we're right on par to do what we need to do. Very, very cool project. Lots and lots of cool stuff in here. So make sure you back it if you haven't. As you can see, it's all done, all taken care of. This is all the projects we've done. So really cool stuff here. Make sure you get that. And I backed 545 of you people. So, you gotta show me some love a little bit back, Other things that aren't related to any of that. We got the Stake Tour coming out. I sold the 4 Stake covers. So I don't know if you know this, Frank, but I am hosting the Stake, David Byrne's book. I put together a whole tour for him through all of Florida, which is really cool. Which I like. Hold on. Steve goes. Got to give a little to get a little. Steve, why aren't you using snazzy profile image? Actually, my wife thinks I look like a douchebag in that profile picture, so I'm not allowed to use it. That's why.
That's why you should use it. Everybody loves a Kickstarter douchebag.
So Stake, David kind of hired me. I kind of voluntold. Oh, damn, savage. He's like, only in that one? Damn. I'm running his tour, and we sold 4 exclusive covers to 4 exclusive comic shops /podcast, which is really, really cool. So we're doing that for the month of November, December, and January. So it's kind of a 3-month little tour. The artist Francisca is coming down from Italy to do signings and stuff. So it's really cool.
That sounds like a big deal too.
Yeah. So doing some stuff, hanging out with the guys from Scout.
Travis is a comic creator, live streamer, concert promoter. Does it all.
Actually, for Granite State Punk, which you're one of the few people who've read Granite State Punk, I think it's a cut above. Is that offensive? Is that true? What would you say?
What do you mean?
Like for my writing, you said later this year you got something coming out that's kind of more you. I think Granite State Punk's more me. Like there's something very personal in that story for me.
Yes, it does a good job setting things up and then going into a different direction,
right?
Which makes it a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And you feel the personality of it in the beginning, and then it kind of takes off,
right.
which is cool. It's like one of those toys that you wind up, and then as soon as it hits the ground, it just boom. So it's like you don't know how fast it's going to go when it takes off, but it's going to be cool, especially with the art that I've seen you share.
Yeah, it's 100% done. I have to go rewrite it as you guessed when you read it. Like I overwrote. Like I wrote this guy rants, so I tried to write and it's just too much. So I've got to go through and cut it down drastically. I took a lot of your ideas. That stuff. If you look at the folder, I can send it to you again.
That's one of the things I love about lettering my books is that when I realize that I overwrote or that I need to switch things around, I don't have to go back and forth with the letter. I'm just like doing it as I letter.
Yeah, I'm cutting it down with my wife. Me and my wife are cutting it down, and I'm actually thinking about making a version of it with my original script because I wrote some really funny things that I really want people to read. But I'm going to have to cut a lot of it.
I know. Isn't that the worst when you wrote something that's so good?
Right.
And you have to take out. No, sometimes I write things and they're good, but I don't know where it goes. And I'll find a part in the story and I'll shove it in there because it has to be included.
Yeah, it's the worst. But yeah, so that's what's going on with Orange Cone. We showed the cover. If you didn't see the cover for Cthulhu Invades Wonderland, I'm going to send it in the update later on today. So you'll be able to see it there. So we've got the painted cover. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, Frank. I hope you enjoyed the 2 hours spent with me. I know you only spent 45 minutes of it, but that's fine.
It's felt like 2 hours.
It felt like 2 hours. Steve, I want to hang out too. Well, we're done. I'm going to go on vacation and do vacation stuff. Frank's going to write for 2 minutes and then realize he didn't have time and he's going to get mad. And that's going to be our day. That's the
day.
That's what we got planned. I'm going to go see Eternals. You going to see Eternals, Frank?
No, I don't really go to the movies. I mean, it's too hard. You know what I watched last night? I've been watching all 3 of the Matrix movies with my son, my 9-year-old.
Okay.
So we watched Revolutions last night.
I'm so sorry.
It's looking back on it now, the movie was very prescient in the way movies were made because that ending fight between Smith and Neo,
right? That
was the first time I've ever seen a superhero fight like that on screen that was very good.
Right.
And nowadays it's like Marvel does that every single movie, so it's not a big deal. But back then, I never seen anything like that before.
Well, and what's good about the Matrix is they give you that's where the albino guy is in, right? Is that in Revolutions?
The twins.
Yeah, the twin. One of them's albino.
They're in Reloaded.
Okay.
The twins that turn into ghosts.
Yeah, and they're gone really quick, and they're awesome for the little bit of screen time they have.
Yeah, well, they're in an action scene, and the action is great. There's a whole bunch of ideas in there that make it very convoluted and complicated, but they're good ideas. It's just I'm looking forward to the new movie in December. But also, I haven't seen Shang-Chi yet, so I'm waiting for that to come on Disney Plus. That should be this month.
Right. So you just watched Black Widow because it just came out, huh?
I watched Black Widow on. No, I bought that sucker on.
You spent the $30?
Yeah, it was a deal between having me, my wife, my 3 kids. If you take them to the movies, you got to buy tickets, parking, all the snacks. It's $30 is nothing. So it was, and you know what? I made them watch it like 5 times too to get my money's.
You
I
like
wa-
Taskmaster. I don't care what you say.
I didn't mind it. I thought the movie was good. I enjoyed it. I watched it. I watched it like at night, and then I woke up and watched it the next morning because I
But when you
wanted
pay $30, you gotta watch
You-
it a few times.
you got to get your money's worth.
I enjoy it. My biggest problem is Taskmaster, and not I don't care if I spoil it. Not it being a woman. That if you've never seen or read the comics, you don't really know that character. I remember I asked my wife, "Hey, babe, what's Taskmaster's powers?" Um, I don't know. He's like super strong and like is really smart and fast and can take out random people's equipment. I was like, yeah. So she didn't get it.
I mean, I told my kids, so they knew.
Right.
And also, we played a game when we were watching it where every time Taskmaster did a move, we were going to shout out what move they were copying.
Okay. So this is Hawkeye. This is
Spider-Man. He does a Spider-Man swing. He does so we were like, Evan was coming, my oldest, who's coming up with, he's like, I think that's Bucky. I'm like, okay, whatever. It got a little ridiculous at times, but it was fun. It was cool.
He's shooting a gun. It's got to be Bucky.
Yeah.
All right, Frank. Well, you get that funded for me, and then when you're done, if you could fund Holiday Spirits, that'd be great. Just we only need like $4,000 left. So
that's it.
Yeah, just if you can just get on that, later on today, that would be great. Mike, Frank will write for 2 minutes and I know it's burning. And Mike, if you have never backed a Frank Martin project, let this be your first one.
A Frank Martin project now. Now I'm a brand name.
I'm excited about Frank Martin Presents. I'm gonna make your trade for you. I'm just gonna put it on Kickstarter. Who's gonna say anything? And I'll just take all your books, and basically what I'll do is it's gonna be a 1 of 1, and I'll just send them all in like a binder to somebody.
That's what I need. I need somebody to be my salesperson. I can't. I just want to write and then give it to people and say, "Here, make money with this."
Right.
I think that's every writer's goal.
I think it is. Unfortunately for me, I know I'm good at marketing, so that's a struggle. Giving to somebody and then be like, you wouldn't have done it as good as me. All right, my dude. You have a good day. I'm gonna take off. Aaron Best, way too late, but what's up? Bye-bye.
Good 2 hours late.
Watch the replay. All right, talk to you later.
Peace.